Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to 251 Designs. Today, we are building a fire pit, a poly style fire pit, which has 5 sides and 5 legs and 5 other sides and 5 other sides and 5. That's a lot of sides. So, yeah, that's what we're doing. So let's get into this. I'm not going to go into how to design it in this video. I'm just going to build it because I've already designed it. We'll design it next video. We'll design this one and we'll look at the design of another one and show you how you can take things from the internet or Etsy or whatever else and personalize it and make it yours. There's ways to do it without spending a dime, and then other ones, they're just easier just to go ahead and spend $4, $5, $1, depending on what you want to do. So let's get into it, and yeah, we'll see the results. So I'm not really screen recording on my computer, but I did a layout of a bunch of different designs on here to fit everything in the space for this machine. So this is 26 inches wide by 30 inches. My machine cuts about 27 by 33, but I always make sure that it can fit in the box. So I stack them the way I need to, as tight as I can get them, where I think it will cut with about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch gap. Little waste of material, but it works. And we come up here after we get all these, because I duplicated all these. It doesn't want to delete them. So I have a few extras just in here because of me designing it. We go down to manufacture, and there's all different profiles. As you see, these are the cutout profiles. There's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. So it makes it to where I have 5 of these cut out, 5 of these cut out, 5 of these, and then 1 of these. And then after it all is said and done, we go here, and this is what the end result is supposed to be. So the only thing I don't like about this design is the legs down here seem like they should be spread out a little bit more, or if it's going on grass or dirt, the bottom should have more of a plate between the legs to create a better foot. Otherwise, if you put it in dirt or something like that, which you shouldn't, it'll sink into the dirt. As well as this little design right here. If I can show you a little bit closer. That cutout right there in the center is going to have ashes spill in the bottom down here, right in the bottom, which is just clean up for later. But mine has a little bit bigger gap, I'm guessing. So that is my gap for that. It's just a small hole. It is what it is. And then this is for my church. So I was making it, their logo, and then some crosses at the bottom as air vents, because if you take a look here, there's no air vents at the bottom. And so I cut little crosses on each bottom section to create an air vent to keep that fire going very well. And then you have all these little handles all the way around, which can be air vents as well. I look at them as handles because this is going to be not the lightest thing in the world, but I'm not making it out of 1/8 inch steel. I'm making it out of 14 gauge, which will help because that 1/8 inch is quite hefty and thick. I might make me one, and if I do, it probably will be that, because I like burning hot fires, and I don't want the 14 gauge to warp. I probably could go with 11 gauge or something like that. I think 10 gauge is a little bit closer to 1/8 inch, but yeah. So I did go on Etsy and buy this design and then recreate what I wanted, because I didn't want the little grass. I wanted it to be their logo. So This is their logo instead of grass over here. So So that's what it's going to turn out to be. We're going to cut it out and start welding it together. So let's get to cutting. All right, so we've got everything ready to go. I'm zeroing it out on the metal right here. I've got my metal set up, my Langmuir Systems Crossfire ready to go. I've got my air, both tanks full over there. That one's kind of walking away. I need to secure that. Got my 8-foot by 4-foot piece of 14 gauge. As you see, it's kind of thick. So now, like I said, I'm just zeroing it out. This water table isn't 100% fixated off of here like it needs to be measurement wise. So as you see, the line gets a little bit closer up there just because of these slats and the table itself. It's not 100% square. So we're almost square down there with where we want the nozzle. And I think, let's see, I think that's about it. I'll have to double check, but we're ready to go. So once I hit home zero, try it out one more time to make sure these edges right here don't go over, or this edge doesn't go over, then we're going to be good. So I'm going to check all this real quick and we'll get back to it. All right, everything is lined up. Now we get to press the good old button right here. All right, so the first cuts came out really good. A little cleanup. There's the dross or the slag, whatever you want to call it. The only part I see that has a little bit of a little edge right there, got a little warm right there. You can see that, I don't know if you can. But the rest of it is really good. It has a little lean to it because the torch is blowing out a little crooked. It's probably dirty. Probably need to switch it, but other than that, they look pretty good. Like I said, it looks a little hot. I might turn it down just a hair. But I did have an issue starting out. My pierce delay was a little on the low side, so I had to ramp it up. And it just wouldn't cut at first. The program that I'm using, which is Fire Control, requires a 0.5 second delay minimum. Well, I put it as, I think, 0.2 or 0.3, and so I have to control the program just by doing pierce delay override right there and adding a whole bunch to it. So other than that, it seems to be going pretty good. Like I said, I'm probably going to turn it down an amp from 33, which I didn't tell you. I'm running 70 inches per minute at 33 amps. We're going to try 32 amps and just try and see if it'll help out a little bit. Down here, get stabbed by some metal and go down to 32. All right, we'll try that. The shop's a mess, don't pay attention to it. I've always got stuff going on. I just wanted to do this project and get this done before I move on to something else because it's kind of time sensitive. So the plate is on here, it's measured up, everything looks good. We're gonna do a dry run real quick just to make sure it fits in the parameters. Because with a 33 by 27 cut square, it's difficult to do things in a 4-foot by 4-foot area. So eventually you're going to see me build a 4-foot by 4-foot plasma table. I'm not sure how I'm going to do everything. I might order some more rollers from Langmuir, like this whole setup right here. I might order another one if they'll let me. If not, I'll just make it. It's cheaper to make it anyway. That'll probably cost me $150, if not more, just for the rollers and the metal. I don't know. Technically, all I need is the rollers, but we'll do that at a like ABS plastic or something. All right, so Back to here, zeroed out, dry run, and start. As well as we're going to speed it up. Oh, it goes all the way out. Hold on. What is going on? Alright, I figured it out. So, down here, the setup was screwing up because of all my objects out here. Can't really see it, but all my objects out here. The setup point was over here. So I had to move it to over here. So it would just do these two right there. So I resaved it. Now here we are. We're going to do this again. So as you see, there's my point of origin right here. So we're going to do dry run. Alright, we're going to go to 200 on there. And now we're going to start. We're going to see where we end up. Alright, for round two, everything looks great. So I'm going to go ahead and give it the big thumbs up, and we're going to get this done. Alright, they're all cut out now, as you see. This is a full 4x8 sheet. I've got about a third left of it. But another thing I like to do after cutting some of these, pieces like this. This could be reused for something. I got a lot of these now. Throw them in my scrap pile over there. I am a hoarder a little bit, but when it comes to like making brackets and other things like that, it helps. Also, using my cut 50 to cut some of this, because you can't use little snips or anything else. It's 14 gauge is way too thick for that. It doesn't even make a dent in it. So, all right. Well, now it's time to clean this stuff up and then start putting it together. So I'm gonna go clean it up. All right, so everything's cleaned, organized, and ready to go. This is laid out on my little fixture table just to make it easier. And now I'm gonna put it up, we're gonna tack it, we're gonna get everything bent to the shape it needs as of the angle. I'm gonna go from there, tack every single one of them, and then we're gonna start just putting little beads on each one. I'm not fully welding this whole thing unless I don't like how it looks, and then I'll fully weld it. But right now I'm just gonna weld or just put basically little inch stitch welds in it, and once it does that, I shouldn't have an issue, but we'll see. So we're gonna get to welding this and putting it together. Here we are. It's welded together all the way around. I didn't stitch weld it, I just went with it and welded it. It needs to be trimmed down a little bit, but everything else looks pretty good. A couple little edges. So all tacked on the inside, all welded on the outside. Now it's time for paint. So let's get some black paint. Well, we did it. Hours later, it is done. I'm missing some paint right here, but I can get some more paint and spray it. But yep, happy person. That's me. I'm done. Took a dump truck load of grinding material out of my shop. I don't like grinding in my shop, and I got lazy and did it anyway. So it's sparkly all over the Camaro right now in the sun. It's sparkly all over my pants. Probably in the lack of hair that I have, it's everywhere. So yeah, but hopefully this helped you out. Like I said in the beginning of the video, we will go over the different ways you can design or customize certain things off the internet, either by buying or not buying. So yeah, so join me from the next video. If you like this content, give it a like, subscribe for more, because there's going to be more. There's a lot more. There's always more. So until next time, thanks again.